What's up guys, we're back for another JJKPhantomparade video. So today we're going to be talking about the new character Momo coming out to the game, or she might actually already be out now, and two new, I think three actually new recollection mates that we're getting in the game. Before I get started, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could drop me a like, comment, subscribe. It really help me out trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. But that being said, let's get right into this. Alrighty, well, we also have this map event coming out. They didn't really give us any other details other than this is coming out, which usually they would show, oh, this is the recollection that we're getting, and then, you know, the usual, oh, you get cubes and a bunch of other random rewards, but for some reason they didn't really do that this time around, or maybe they're just a little bit late. Anyways, let's take a look at what this Momo one does. Also interesting is that, if we go to like the timeline really quick, most of the characters we're going to be getting from now on are going to be actually really, really good. You know how like in the past we got some like really bad characters that weren't really that good, and like sometimes we'd get good characters here and there. I think it was like ever since like Red Megami, like around, and Kusakabe, like around there is when they really started giving us like really, really good characters that are just like, gonna end up on the standard banner and that aren't even like anniversary exclusive, because from what I've been hearing, Momo's pretty good. Her banner's actually pretty good apparently because of the recollection bits. I heard Nami's really good as well. We'll make a video about him when he comes out eventually. Later this, I think it's coming out later this month. But yeah, it's kind of crazy how like the characters coming out are like really, really good. Alright, anyways, let's get right into Momo. So she's a red character. She's a support character, which, yeah, I mean, she's always support basically, right? I thought she was going to be a low-key DPS character, but yeah, it says support here. Also, just as like a heads up, I am a little bit sick, so that's probably why I sound a little bit sick. I've been coughing and dealing with like a cold for the last like 2 weeks basically. It's been getting a little better, I think, but lately it's just been like just coughing mainly, so just letting you guys know about that. Anyways, to start things off here with skill 1, Wind Slash. Already like Wind Slash, like how I'm getting my throat slashed by wind right now. So level 1 here, deal 65.7% range jutsu damage to one enemy, and then increase the selected enemy's red type damage received by 9.8% for 2 turns. Then you recover your own cursed energy by 5. At level 10, you're going to be dealing 100% range jutsu damage to one enemy, and then you're going to increase their red type damage received by 15%, but the cursed energy recovery is the same, so not too bad. Level 8, it's going to be 13.9. Yeah, honestly, not a bad, you know, skill 1 here. It's pretty good. The damage is kind of whatever, but the fact that you're able to apply like a increased damage received to enemies is pretty cool, and the fact that you can also recover cursed energy by an extra 5. So that's like a combo right there. So basically you're getting 10 out of this because you're using skill 1. So I think overall for like a skill 1, it's actually pretty strong. It's pretty good. Probably one of the last skills you'll probably level up to level 10, but it's pretty good. Pretty good. Skill 2 here, Whirlwind, level 1, is going to cost you 20 cursed energy. You're going to deal 88.4% range jutsu damage to all enemies, so it's going to be AoE for 4 hits. You're going to stun all enemies for 2 turns, one time at 100% chance, so guaranteed stun. Then you're going to inflict darkness to all enemies for 1 turn at 100% chance, so that's pretty cool, so guaranteed darkness. Then you're going to grant 1 reconnaissance to self, so if stun or darkness fails to apply, you grant 2 reconnaissance to self, and then you increase all red allies' physical and jutsu stat by 40% for 3 turns. And then at level 10 here, it's going to be 160 AoE damage, and then it's going to be a 65 red ally physical and jutsu stat for 3 turns. So that's pretty cool. At level 8, it's going to be 59% all allies physical and jutsu stat increase, and then 144. So the damage isn't like super crazy on the skill, but it is AoE, so I mean that's pretty cool. But I say the bigger thing is the fact that you can have guaranteed stun for 2 turns 1 time. You also have darkness as well, and then you can also basically give everybody a pretty big buff here, which is quite nice. It doesn't really say what reconnaissance is, but that's probably gonna be the passive part. But yeah, also looks like for this as well, the increasing all allies physical and jutsu stat buff, specifically for red allies, this is like an extra separate thing, so it's not gonna be reliant on you have to stun, like fail to stun or decrease. That's just saying if you do fail, you get 2 reconnaissance instead of 1, so something interesting as well. But yeah, really, really good skill 2 here. I think this is very, very strong, especially because you can stack this up to use it for 2 turns. All right, you can give yourself 120, I'll take more like 130, and then if you do it for 3 turns, then for that third turn you're gonna have like over like almost 200% physical and jutsu stat buff for every red ally. So I mean, like, that's pretty good. You know, I thought I could record this video, but apparently the body's like, saying it through this. Let's see, skill 3 here, Squall. At level 1, it's gonna cost you 25 curse energy. You're going to deal 245 ranged jutsu damage to all enemies, so another AoE skill, so that's pretty cool. For 2 hits, you're going to increase all allies' break damage received by 22.5% for 2 turns. You're going to increase all enemies' red type damage received by 22.5% for 3 turns. You're going to also give yourself super reconnaissance, and then you're going to evade enemy attacks for 2 turns for 1 time. That's pretty cool. Interesting enough, though, is that it doesn't have any percentage here, so I guess this is saying that, like, it is guaranteed evasion, I'm assuming, because there's no percentage here. Usually there's a percentage, right? But here it's basically saying evade, so my assumption is as long as there's no like domain expansion where it's like a guaranteed hit thing, you're probably going to be able to evade like every single attack basically for 1 time, but I mean that's still pretty good, right? Yeah, and then at level 10 you're going to deal 400% jutsu damage AoE. You're going to increase all enemies break damage received by 25%. You're going to increase all red allies damage type received, or all red enemies. So basically, all enemies are going to have red type damage received increased by 25%. So you can take more damage from red enemies by red allies by 25% for 3 turns. And then the rest of this stuff. So it's pretty good. So basically, leveling up the skill, you just get more break damage received to the enemy, more red type damage received to the enemy, and then just more damage. So pretty good skill as well. Low-key feel the skill 2 is a little bit better, but we'll have to look at the ultimate as well. But I mean, yeah, skill 3 is looking really good. Alright, ultimate now. So ultimate 2 manipulation wind scythe. At level 1, you're going to deal 531 range damage to all enemies, so another AoE here. So I think basically everything's AoE except skill 1. For 2 hits, you're going to increase all enemies break damage received by 22.2% for 2 turns. You're going to grant 2 reconnaissance to self. You're going to evade again for 2 turns for 1 time. And then you're going to increase all red allies' physical and jutsu stat buff by 40%, 40.1%, basically just 40% for 3 turns. At level 10, it's going to be 900, almost 1,000 damage. It's going to be 25% break damage received, and then a 65% physical and jutsu stat buff for allies. So basically, ultimate is literally just the best parts of skill 2 and skill 3. So you have the buff here. So you get the ally buff here for from skill 2. You get the bigger AoE damage from skill 3, but I mean like, you know, almost 1,000. You also got the break damage received. This is going to be coming from skill 3. And then you also have the reconnaissance and then the evade enemy attacks. So pretty cool. Just like you're just spamming basically skill 2 and skill 3, fusing into like one combo skill here, which is pretty cool. At level 7 though, it's going to be 777 AoE damage, 24 break damage received, and then a 56 physical and jutsu stat buff for 3 turns, but I mean, that's still pretty good, right? Alright, let's take a look at her combo ultimate here. So, she's going to deal 192 range jutsu damage to all enemies. She's going to increase hers and the allies' damage dealt by 30% for 3 turns, and then fill everybody's ultimate gauge with the hidden potential stage 2. Going to be 320 AoE damage. It's going to be a 40% damage dealt for her and the ally. She's also going to increase her and the ally's jutsu stat by 30%, both for 3 turns. And then the ultimate gauge increase for every other ally. So pretty cool, actually pretty strong actually. I mean, it's not like super crazy, but I mean like it's still pretty nice, right? You're getting an extra 10% damage dealt, and then you're also going to be getting a 30% jutsu buff as well. So for anybody that's like not UG, that's like really good, right? Alright, let's get to the skills. So, first skill here, information sharing. So at the start of the wave, you're going to remove all stacks of reconnaissance and apply and buff applied to red type allies through information sharing. You grant 1 reconnaissance to self after the effect above is applied. Let me see. So then at the start of a turn, to all red allies, you increase their physical and jutsu stat by 2%, making 2.7%. Information sharing with 1 stack of reconnaissance. For each stack of reconnaissance, you increase an additional stat by 0.72% up to 20% with 25 stacks of reconnaissance. Okay, so basically every ally is going to get a 20% Jutsu and physical stat buff with 25 stacks of reconnaissance here. And then increases break damage by 15% with 3 stacks of reconnaissance. And you also increase ultimate charging rate by 10% with 7 stacks of reconnaissance. That's pretty cool. You got ultimate charge as well. You're going to also grant evasion to self through information sharing. 0 to 2 stacks of reconnaissance is 20% chance of 1 turn 1 time. 3 to 6 stacks, 25% chance, and then 7 and higher stacks, it's going to of reconnaissance. It's going to be a 30% chance for 1 turn. That's pretty interesting. Let me see. One thing I'm interested though is that, let's see, so at the start of the wave, you remove all stacks of reconnaissance and then a buff's applied to red allies through information. So I guess what it's saying here is that basically at the start of a wave, any reconnaissance stacks you once had are going to be deleted, but then you're going to give all allies an information sharing buff basically. And then I'm guessing they stick with this buff for like forever. And then the buff from information sharing is going to depend on how many reconnaissance stacks you continue to gather up, right? Through like the current wave. But that's pretty good. Evasion enhancement. After evading an enemy attack for 1 turn, or 1 time per turn, you also recover your opponent's energy by 10. So that's pretty cool as well, especially because she's going to be able to, from what it looks like, have a chance to dodge all the time. Having a chance to dodge from just having a reconnaissance through information sharing, which sounds like it's going to be like every single turn basically. Just the amount, the chance is going to get a little bit higher as you accumulate more reconnaissance, but then with the new wave, it's going to be, you know, gone, right? But she's also able to give herself the dodge, right, or the evasion through skill 2, and then it's my bad. It's going to be through skill 3, and then also the I think ultimate, if I remember correctly, right? Yeah, so through the ultimate and skill 3, she's going to be able to evade from there, as well as having a chance to evade from her passive. But yeah, overall, really strong character. She's not technically giving as many buffs as somebody like Red Megumi or like Mahito. Or, I mean, technically if we're talking like buffs, right, specifically buffs, that's more like young Nanami and Red Megumi a little bit. But it's just kind of like the fusion of the two, or more specifically like a Mahito. Actually, no, yeah, more like Megumi, a fusion of Megumi and Nanami, because she's increasing red type ally damage received to the enemy. Also a little bit of break as well. And then she's also giving like a simple physical and jutsu stat buff by like, you know, 50%, which can go up to like 180 or whatever. So that's pretty cool. Plus an additional stack as well from this. So that's like going to be an extra, that'll take you to basically 200% basically, a little over that if you do have your 3 stacks from here. And then you also have your full stacks from here. That's going to be like over 200%, like 220, maybe 230%. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, overall, she's really good. Personally, I'd say maybe don't some of her, even though she is a really good character. We're going to, like, if we go to the timeline really quickly, like what, we're going to be getting Nanami soon. Oh, sorry for like the pauses or whatever. I'm like fucking dying over here at the coughs. We're going to be getting a new Yaga, who's also a really good support from what I heard, specifically for the blue team. We're going to be getting a limited Yuta as well, so keep that in mind, right? We're going to be getting a limited Yuta, another one, fairly soon. Maybe next month, if not next month, probably. So basically he should be coming out either for June or for July, this Yuta. I'd say between these 2 months he should probably be coming out, unless they do something weird. But I'd say by July, like maximum, I feel like this Yuta should come out. So mind you, we're gonna be getting a limited Yuta soon, and on JP they're getting their, I think, was the 2nd anniversary already. So keep that in mind as well. We're gonna be getting another, like, who knows how many limited characters from 2nd anniversary? Maybe like 3 limited characters. So there's a lot of limited characters coming out, right? I mean, there's other great characters coming out as well that are really good. But I'd say at this point, probably best to skip out on most of these batters. Even though some of these are really good, they offer really good value, we just don't have enough cubes to where it's really worth it. And I'd say it's probably best to at least save up as many cubes as you can for this Yuta coming up very soon, because he's a limited character, right? You're probably going to want him because I heard he's actually quite good. But at the same time, right, if you already have some pretty good yellow characters, maybe you want to just say, eh, fuck it, I'll just skip one Yuta, right? Because we're probably going to get another one next year that's going to be even better, right? So just food for thought there. I mean, because you know, technically there's like a lot of other really good yellow characters. Like if I were to go here to like the yellow characters here, right? We have Sukuna, this Yuji, this Gojo, that maybe most people have. They've been playing for a little while because he's in the standard banner. So, you know, we have like 3 really good options for the yellow team here. But of course, I wouldn't blame you guys if you want to get his Yuta because like he's really good and he's limited. I personally want to try to get him, so I'm about to throw some cash at the game because I'm currently broke as fuck in this game thanks to the JP anniversary we had on Global, which is I think like our 1.5 anniversary. I'm still broke off as fuck from that. I did save up a little bit, but then I wanted to try and get the Red Megami, specifically when it had Red Megami and Choso here. I was only able to get the Megami, I wasn't able to get Choso. He's still been evading me, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, in terms of the tier list though, as for where I would rate this Momo, definitely support tier. I'd say she's easily, triple S tier. I think she just does enough to where I think it's really reasonable to say she's triple S tier. Pretty good AoE damage, the buffs are pretty nice and consistent. I'd say she definitely, compared to like this Nanami and this Megami, she definitely fits in here as well. I'd say if we're comparing the 3 of them though, especially with Mahito is still of course number 1, but in terms of like more of a buffer character, I think Nanami's still like a little bit better because he does provide more buffs. Like if we were to take a look at Nanami real quick, right? He's providing technically more buffs to the team, like what is it? This one's just damage, right? This one here, 50% damage buff to all allies. This one's gonna be break damage received. All his damage dealt by 90%. So for this one, you know, the zombie's mainly giving red ally damage increase, whereas Momo's giving specifically physical and taijutsu, or physical and jutsu buff, right? So a little bit different, but still bringing, you know, really good, right? But so far as a shooting summon, probably not. We'll take a look at the recollection bits now though, see where they stand out. But for the most part, even though she's really good, I wouldn't really spend too many cubes on her because we're getting a limited character really soon, and then we're going to be getting the JP to a second anniversary stuff on Global as well pretty soon. Or is it second anniversary or 2.5 anniversary? I don't know, something like one of those. I low-key kind of forgot because it's been a while since I kind of kept up with it. I lost track of time for that. But anyways, let's take a look. So for one of the reflection bits on her banner, it's going to be mixed damage here. So when you do anything, skill or ultimate here, you're going to recover your own ultimate gauge by 110, so that's pretty cool. And then you're going to also increase all red allies physical and Jujutsu stat by 10% for 3 turns, so a 6-turn cooldown. With one dupe, if your own HP is 80% at the start of the turn, or below 80% at the start of the turn, you're going to recover by 5% 4 times during battle. And then with 3 dupes, you're going to give everybody that's a red ally a physical and jutsu stat buff by 15% for 3 turns at a 6-turn cooldown. So, I mean, yeah, it's pretty good. I'd say this is definitely like an easy double S tier, specifically for the ultimate charge gauge. And then the giving all allies 50% physical and jutsu stat buff is pretty good. The maximum, I think the highest we've ever seen is like 25%. I think maybe even 30 for one thing, but I think for the most part, from what I remember, is at least 25%. So this kind of is pretty close to that. So I'd say overall, definitely an easy double S tier for support character, especially if it's Momo, right? Literally does the same thing that she kind of already does. Plus she gets a free heal off of this 4 times, so pretty cool. The second one here, White Waves, White Breath, I actually don't know what it's going to be. It's called Luminous Change, but it's going to be another mixed damage one. Specifically for this one, when you do your ultimate, you're going to increase all allies damage dealt by 40% for 1 turn 1 time. Okay, that's way higher for 6 turns. At 1 dupe, you're going to, during combo ultimate, specifically combo ultimate, you're going to recover your own curse energy by 10, 2 times during battle, and then with 3 dupes, you're going to increase all allies damage dealt for 45% chance. I mean, for 45% for 1 turn 1 time, with mind you, right, 6-turn cooldown. So I think this is now definitely the biggest support buff we've seen. 45% is a lot of damage, plus the combo ultimate's kind of cool. So you're gonna have to wait, you know, to use the combo to really get any use out of this. But 45% damage dealt on a 6-turn cooldown is pretty good, I think. So yeah, that is a very strong one. Now, even though both of these are really good on the banner, I don't think you really need to chase after them. They're both pretty good, but not something that's like, oh my gosh, like I need a like non-standard, or you know, family time, all that stuff, dinner time, whatever it's called. I don't really think you need these. They're really, really good. Wouldn't be bad to get them, especially if you get it off like the free multi, but I'd say overall, it's just like, not maybe an easy skip, but I'd say something you probably should skip. If you really love Momo, then sure, go ahead, but I'm just letting you guys know, if you know, the better route would be probably to skip and just wait till Yuta comes out, because it's going to be limited, right? You usually just want to focus on limited characters. Plus, this Momo will be added to the standard banner sometime either later this year, if not next year, but yeah, so I'd say overall, even though her banner is pretty good and herself as a character is pretty good, I just think it's better to skip out. And then there's going to be the event recollection here. For this one's going to be mixed damage. When you do anything, skill or ultimate, you're going to cover your cursed energy by 5. If your ultimate gauge is full, you're going to recover your own HP by 10% on an HP cooldown. With one dupe, you're going to, at start of battle, increase all enemies' damage received by 10% for 3 turns. And then, mind you, this is going to be like at the very beginning, right? Because this doesn't say waves. With 3 dupes, you're going to recover your own cursed energy by 10%, and you're going to heal yourself by 15%. So, I mean, it's decent. You can technically get like a decent heal every 8 turns. I mean, I guess that's cool. And you recover your cursed energy by 10. Other than that, it's kind of whatever. So, definitely like an easy, like, C or below tier. Yeah, maybe B tier, but definitely not that high. But I say both of these are definitely easy. Support ones, of course, offensive, double S tier. They're both pretty good for what they do, because they both do very similar things. This one may be a little bit better, but I mean, the damage from this one's like pretty good on its own, 45% for the whole team, 6 turn cooldown. I'd say overall, very, very good. But yeah, with that being said, I'll catch y'all guys later. So, good luck with these free summons, and I'll see you guys probably for when none of these gonna be coming out. With that being said, I'll catch y'all later. Peace and take care, everybody.